name is Lily May Proctor from Level 3 Extended Diploma in Music Performance and Production, and it's my project for Task 1. To begin with, it's my context, which is about what I'm going to do and why did I basically choose to do this. Previously, like when I was younger, I played acoustic guitar when I was like 9, 10 maybe, and I decided to go back to start playing the acoustic guitar and learn the chords and everything again last year. So I got a new guitar. I've always felt like making music and listening to music has always been a way to escape from like reality. If I've got like problems or anything, I just like move away and just blast some music. The music I do prefer listening to, and I do like creating, is more like pop. I like Asian type of music and that sort. It's a bit unusual for like people here. So I'm going, just a random fact, I'm going to a concert in April because it's a group I really like. They're from Thailand. I met them last year. During my first year of being a part of this course, I learned how to use Logic, recording instruments, just overall learning a lot about music production with my fellow students. And this year I feel like I've learned so much more than I did when I first joined, because I felt when I first joined I was like one of the background people, and I don't think it really helped for things what happened last year and everything. So I just felt like I was basically just in my own little bubble. But I've started to make more friends and learning more stuff with music production students and performance students. In my project though, I will be creating 3 tracks. 1 will be hip hop and 2 will be pop. My original plan for my last other projects, I wanted to make 2 hip hop tracks and 1 pop, but I prefer, now I get more into it, I'm more into making pop tracks because that's what I like to do, but I still decided to make 1 hip hop track for my first track. For my tracks, for my hip hop track, I'll be using 2 collabed artists. They're called Maz23 and Ozzy. They're from Taiwan, but they also make Chinese music. But for one of my pop tracks, I'm going to use this guy called Young Kai. I used him last year, but I recorded piano for my last year and guitar, I think. Can't remember which one it was, but I want to upgrade it this time and actually take more time into it instead of just rushing to get everything done. I think throughout my college years, because I only did business for 2 years I did music for 2 years and business for my first year ever at college, but I want to help my music qualifications, which I'm trying to aim for a merit or distinction. I want to end up being a songwriter and producer when I'm like older, but before that I'll be taking a year out from college after this year, from events which is going on, and then I'm going to look for different universities and just like places I could go, and I'm going to get a MacBook or iMac or something to just like do work from home, and I can just carry on making my own music. Do you want to go down? So for my research task, I'll be doing 3 primary sources and 3 secondary sources. My primary sources will be questionnaires, listening to music videos, and also my previous recordings of acoustic guitar, which I'll be using. And then for my secondary, I plan to use websites/videos. It can just be like any sort of videos, mixing videos, just Logic videos, anything which would help me in my final major project. I'll be using magazines and reviews as well. Move it down. So for my problem solving, there is problems which could occur and what would occur at the end of the project, and basically I'll explain in my problem solving, like students can be late, broken equipment, studio rooms booked, anything which could like happen while I'm making my 3 tracks. But also there could be issues which happen like after the project, which I'll need to talk about in my evaluation, which I'll get onto later. My planning and production, I need to make like a action plan, a recording plan or something, so then I know basically when everything gets handed in, I need to make sure everything's in on time. Just like this project's got to be in the first of May, I think, but the actual this task needs to be in tomorrow, which is the 27th. For my practical skills, I'm going to use my knowledge as a producer, as someone who knows how to do recordings, to mix. Like, I have some sort of mixing, I don't know all of it, but I know like how to do a basic mix, but I'm going to keep watching videos. I'll basically need to collaborate. I don't have to collaborate with another person, but I decided for my track to collaborate with Ronnie from Music Production, who's going to play the guitar for me. For my evaluation, I'm going to ask other people's opinions. Like throughout my track, I'm going to make them listen to, see if they like it, see what they like about what I'm doing, and make them like listen to it at the end, see if there's anything I should add before I start mixing. I can also think about like what mistakes I think I've made, and then I can talk about it in my overall evaluation. So then I can use it for like in the future. Of course, I'm not like coming back next year because I can't basically. But I can use it when I'm like in the real world, not just in college. But for my actual presentation, everything's going to be uploaded onto the Wix website. I'm going to separate each task, which I've already started doing, like saying task 1, task 2, task 3, and so on. And then I'm going to put this web bibliography on a different slide on the same, like on task 1, and then my project proposal, and then my web bibliography and my actual presentation. Can you go down, please? Just keep going down. I'll do my thing after.
Do you want to stop?
Yeah, that's okay. So for my first week, I started it from the 2nd of February. And I put to the date where the week actually ends. So that's Monday to Sunday. So for my first week, I'll be starting the project. It gets handed out by our tutor. I'm going to mainly focus on getting my project proposals started. It doesn't have to be finished because it's only the first week or so, and we're still just like reading through all the like knowledge and everything we need to know. And at the end of the week, I'll have to start my diary sheets because we have to do our weekly diary sheets. So then at the end of the project, like they know what we've been doing every single week. So that's what I'll be doing every week. The resources and equipment which I will need during my first week is the computer, which is the iMac, keyboard, mouse, internet connection, headphones, and the Focusrite. We don't ideally need the headphones or Focusrite, but I like to add it in just in case I'm like just sitting and doing my work with some headphones on, listening to something. Can you go to the second week, please? So during my second week, it's from the 9th till the 15th. At the start of my second week, I would like to make sure I finish my web/bibliography. But basically, the schedule can like easily change. So I was working on my web/bibliography and bibliography, trying to aim to get 30 resources and start my action plan, because then I can start working on like other things during that week. But like I said, the schedule can easily switch up. During that week, the equipment and resources I'll need is the iMac, keyboard, mouse, laptop, internet connection, headphones, and Focusrite, just like the first week. So for my third week, from the 16th till the 22nd, we have a week off. That's just gone. But my plan was to work on the rest of my project proposal, my research. I did some research and I started some of my what's it called? I think it plan and production, something like that. That's where it is. And then I was trying to aim to get my diary sheets like sorted for that week and the previous week, which I missed on getting done. And during that week, I needed a computer, keyboard, mouse, laptop, internet connection. Oh, No, sorry, I'm wrong. I'm reading the wrong bit. The laptop and internet connection. Because I was working from home and I don't have an iMac or anything to use right now. For my 4th week, we're back at college, but I came back on Wednesday because I had stuff to do on the Monday, which college know about. My plan was to go over the project proposal because the presentation is the 26th. And then I wanted to go and make sure everything's uploaded to Wix and YouTube. Everything's just sorted to hand in the project on the 27th. Well, the task one on the 27th, sorry. And I needed the computer, laptop, keyboard, mouse, camera stand, Word document, Wix, internet connection, headphones, Focusrite and Teams. So then on the 5th week, during the 2nd to the 8th, we will be going to 25 Studios in Sheffield on the Monday. So we won't be doing a Monday because our aim is to work on a track with the following production students, and then working on the track with the 25 Studios, like I said. On the Wednesday we won't be in because Simon and Mario's off to an event, so during that day we'll be working from home, and I'll be wanting to finish getting my diary sheets done, making sure everything's uploaded, like whatever needs uploading is done. I may carry on working on my research because I really need to get my research completed, since I'm going to start my actual recordings and my actual tracks earlier than some other people, because I've got it spread out as every 2 weeks. So on the Thursday when we get back, if all my work is completed and like the written work which I need to get done is done, then on the Thursday I'm gonna go try start work on my first track. Of course I don't need to get like all of it straight away, but it's my main aim. On the equipment and resources for that week, I want a computer, laptop, keyboard, mouse, Logic Pro, MIDI keyboard, headphones and Focusrite. And then if we go to the 6th week, during the 9th to the 15th, my main aim is to try get my first track completed before the Thursday. If it's not quite completed, I'll have to give it a push, but on the Wednesday or Thursday I'm recording Ronnie to play the acoustic guitar for my second track, because that's what we all booked during the day when we all decided to do the studio rooms. And then at home I'll be working on my diary sheets then, because I want to mainly focus when I'm at college to try get my actual project, like my actual tracks done, instead of doing work, because if I can do work from home then it's easier that way. On the equipment and resources for this one, I'll need computer, Logic Pro, keyboard, mouse, MIDI keyboard, headphones, acoustic guitar, microphones. The microphones I'll be using, which which I want to use because I've used them before, the Rode NT2 and the AKG P170. Mic stands, XLR leads, Focusrite, camera is like phone, you know, and then camera stand and the internet connection. So for the 7th week, the 16th to the 22nd, I will be upstairs in the Logic suite trying to do my second track, and if I don't complete my first track, which I'm gonna hopefully complete during the last week, then I'll finish it on the 7th week. And then if I do have time, then I will do my some more written work, which needs doing, including diary sheets at college if there is time. But like I said before, I'll probably do that at home time. I will need the computer, keyboard, mouse, Logic Pro, plugins, headphones, plugins twice, Focusrite, and internet connection. Can you go down a little bit? So for my 8th week, which is the 23rd to the 29th, my new plan will be to basically work upstairs the whole week. I want to mainly, since I only need a studio room like maybe once to do the acoustic guitar, I don't know if there's spots open like later on, then I will get the spots. But my main plan upstairs will be to work on my last track, because I want to mainly focus on getting all 3 tracks done before we break up in April, because I'm quite busy in April and you know I don't have the resources to actually do it. I'm going to, can you go back up a bit? Going too fast. Yeah, right. I'm going to start my last track by getting the main things down, by like I may have what do you call it, just like a little kick to count me in before I put down piano and a guitar. I don't think I'm going to record anything, but if it changes then I'll write it in my evaluation. So my equipment and resources for that one, I'll be needing the computer, the keyboard, mouse, Logic Pro, MIDI keyboard, headphones, samples, internet connection, Focusrite. That's the main things upstairs. You can go down now. Excuse me. For the 9th week, during the 30th of March till the 5th of April, right before we break up, my aim will be to try get down the last track. Like I'm gonna focus upstairs the whole time, probably won't be downstairs, just trying to get my last track done, but I don't have to worry about the mixing yet because I'm gonna go on to that in a few minutes. And I want to do vocals on my last pop track, but it depends during the studio rooms and the time of everything. But if I get to do that, then yeah, I don't know. I'll probably have to ask like my tutors and want to help me do it because I've not done it before at college. I'll be needing the computer, the keyboard, mouse, Logic Pro, MIDI keyboard, headphones, samples. Samples could be an option, but I don't know till later on. The internet connection, Focusrite. I need like a vocal microphone and mic stand, but I don't ideally know what vocal mic right now. I think I'll have to ask like other people's opinions first. On the 10th week we're not at college. We break up from college during the 6th till the actual 19th. But I won't be doing any work from home during the 10th week because I go to a concert. During the 11th week though, we still have no college up until the 20th, but I plan to do my diary sheets if they're not fully finished. I'm gonna do my other tasks, which if they need doing then I can get them done, besides my research, because my research is gonna get done at least this week, next week. And I'm just gonna need my laptop and the internet connection, which won't be hard. For my 12th week, which is the 20th to the 26th, I'm gonna look back at all 3 tracks and see if there's anything I want to add, or if there's anything which like I need to add by other people's opinions. But I'm gonna focus on getting my mixing completed, if it's not completed, depending on the times. And then I'm gonna get them bounced down onto SoundCloud. But during that week we won't be in on the Wednesday, which is the 22nd. Is it 22nd? I think, or 23rd. So I'll have to like think about when I'm not in and when I am in. And during then I'll need the computer, the internet connection, my laptop. If I don't get all my written work done, then I can do it at home time. The keyboard, mouse, Logic Pro, MIDI keyboard, headphones, Focusrite, and the plugins. And now for my last week, where the project gets handed in on the 1st, I'm going to make sure that all my tasks are completed, which should be completed already, and they've all been put onto the Wix website, where I upload the Wix website onto Teams. And then I'm going to focus mostly on my evaluation during that week, because I need to explain every single task, what's the pros, what's the cons of that each task. And during then I'll need the computer, the keyboard, mouse, Wix, internet connection, and Teams. Now can you go all the way up to the bibliography, please? Bibliography. Gone too far. Thank you. Excuse me. So for my first primary resource, I decided to look at music videos. The first music videos I looked at was the Maz 23 and Ozzy. I also added the instrumental, which is on the, if you go onto the second tab, the first, the what says Maz X Ozzy. you wanted that.
Want me to play it?
Yeah, just a little bit. So basically, I like this ideal song. It's called Gaslight. Because I love the kick in the song, and I just love how they combined the instruments together. I want to do something similar to that, but not exactly like that, because the way they do it, I can't find like the actual resources because they're not from here. It's like really hard to get the Taiwanese Chinese type of videos. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm going to create the whole track by myself upstairs in the Logic Suite. Because I prefer to I don't mind the producing with other people, but I prefer making my own tracks where I can just sit and just focus by myself. I don't know if I would be adding rapping into this track, because we have Janelle who can do rapping, but I don't know his type of beats. You get what I mean? But onto my other music video, which I looked at for my other inspirational track, which is Yunkai. I looked at his song called Blue. If you want to play the instrumental, see what it sounds like. Thank you. I'm going to get Ronnie's played this track for me once before, last year. He's going to play the guitar for me again, because even though I'm learning the acoustic guitar, the problem is I'm still learning the chords and everything, and it's just easier since he knows the whole track and everything, because he's done it once before, which I asked him to. I really like this specific track because I've preferred pop and ballad type of music for a while. It's been I don't even know how long now. It's crazy. But yeah, I just prefer them two artists. They're completely two different type of genres and just people and everything, but I just prefer their music. If you want to go to my second primary source.
Which one's that? This one?
Oh, no, it just says my second primary source.
Right,
Okay, basically, I asked students in my music production class to answer some questionnaires. I asked them multiple questions about what microphones they like using in specific tracks, not even just tracks, what instruments they use and what microphones they would use for that instrument. And I got a lot of different feedback about it. A lot of different answers about all the questions I asked. And I also did one more questionnaire about pop track questions. and I put about tell me like what's something important in pop tracks. What microphones would you like using in vocals? And just all that sort. I'll go to my third one. My third primary source is my old recordings of acoustic guitar. I've done different recordings with acoustic guitars. I think one of the negatives of this recording is I've done it like in the studio and not in the actual studio booth. And I can see what I could change and what I actually would like and do the same as. If you go to the secondary ones now, for my first secondary source, I looked at mixing, how to mixing and mastering, different videos about it's a guy on YouTube who explains what you should do in mixing and mastering, what is the benefits, what's the disadvantages and all that. I'm gonna have to go down. Okay. So for my secondary track, for my secondary source, which is about guitar chords, how to record guitar and just all that lot. Basically the guitar chords, I watched many different videos telling us what's useful, and I could also advise the production student who's playing the acoustic guitar to the track, well, for my track, to look at these videos so then he knows what chords to play, but I think he's already got them down just by me telling him yesterday. And then for the recording about the acoustic guitar, I've done recordings of acoustic guitar before, like I just said, but I also wanted to look at professionals and other people doing acoustic guitar recordings, see what they do different to what we do, like what I do in my recording, because there's many ways you can record the guitar, and it gave me different ideas by different ways by placing the microphone, because apparently I saw this person say that if you place the microphone differently, if it's to the edge or something, apparently it sounds different, but I don't know if that's true. I've got no clue, but I want to try it in my recording and see what happens. You can go down. In my on Sound on Sound, I looked at different Logic Pro techniques. I wanted to see what they would give, because I don't know, when I'm mixing, I want to learn more how to mix. I don't know if I want to master my tracks, just because I don't really know how to do it, but I wanted to look at techniques to which I could use for Logic Pro. So there's a website there on Sound on Sound. If you go to my third secondary source, my last one, I looked at reviews for this one. I looked on Sound on Sound and Gem Trap Beats. I've not seen that before, but I came across it. And they gave me different like aspects from music, basically. Like the first guy on the Sound on Sound, he was talking about mastering because I wanted to look at mastering, but now I'm getting more in depth with it. I don't know if I want to do mastering ideally. I just want to focus on my mixing and just getting the tracks, completed. And then I looked at the Gem tracks, and he looked and tested the AKG P170, which is a microphone I really like because I can use it in acoustic guitar, piano, which is like the warmer instruments which I like, instead of just like a full drum kit or electric guitar, bass, something like that, because it's not the type of thing I prefer doing, unlike some other people. So I looked at Gem tracks, and he said has many good elements, factors, because it has a good sound quality, its affordability and simplicity of use. Is that it? And it only costs around £129 on AKG. I looked today on the 26th of February, but it's sold out as well. And yeah, I think that's everything that I needed to talk about. Do you have any questions?
So I'm judging you on the whole production.
Yeah.
Right. I won't master.
No,
We've
I won't do mastering.
We've not done mastering, and we haven't got the software.
I prefer to just do mixing anyway.
Yeah. No, I've got no questions. Very good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's sweaty.
42 minutes.